All right, guys, it's that time for the Covrprice Top 10. Today's video, we're going back 3 years. All right, guys, we are going to get into this top 10. I love these 3-year videos. You know, I always like the 1 year, I like the 2 year, but these 3 years are really taking us back. You really get a good idea on what the market's doing or what it has done over the last 3 years. And I want to remind you that this list comes from our friends over at Covrprice. This focuses on their top 10 from 3 years ago, and I'm going to take you how each title's sales compare from 2019's market value to today's current value. How did these comics do? What had a boost in price? What had a bust? Let's go way back, see how these books are doing from 3 years later. All right, before we get into it, I want to remind you, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, check the description down below. We've got a Whatnot discount code, $10 off your first purchase. We have a Covrprice discount code down there. We have a discount code for Bird City Comics. And of course, my man E-Rod, his information's down below if you want to get your books cleaned and pressed. Enough of that. Let's get into the list and start at number 10. This is Avengers number 12. Now, 3 years ago, this book had a huge endgame connection. In this comic, Tony Stark creates his own gauntlet to hold the Infinity Stones. With massive anticipation for Endgame, this book was one of the hottest back issues, trending with a high sale of $105 for a raw copy. Whew, that seems like a lot. While this did contain scenes that was clearly used as inspiration for the film, it didn't contain a notable first appearance and has sharply fallen over the past 3 years. Today it sells for about $12 raw, while the last 9/8 sold for $225, and that was back in September of 2019. It would most likely sell for much less today. This is a bust. Do not expect this book to ever hit those numbers again. Ever, ever, ever. Doesn't mean it's not a great book to buy. Go snag it. 10, 12, maybe 20 bucks for a super high grade copy. Yeah, why not? I would imagine 9/8 are probably somewhere between, if they're going to sell, $80 to $100. That seems to be like for a minor key, you know, not a first appearance, a minor key, 80 to 100 bucks in a 9/8. Sure. I'd rather take my chances and hunt for raw high grade copies. Again, 10 to 20 bucks and submit to CGC if you needed this book graded. Not a major key. Great cover, though. I think that has a lot to do with it. I love the cover. Let's go to number 9. This is Strange Tales featuring the Brother Voodoo, guys. This is number 169. 3 years ago, amidst Endgame speculation comes future MCU leaks. This specific leak was regarding the next Doctor Strange film, which reportedly would include Marvel characters Brother Voodoo and Clea. Brother Voodoo began trending in a big way at $40, and jumping to 3,600 in a 9.8. 3 years ago, this conversation is very topical. Now, Doctor Strange 2 spoilers are coming up, guys. Jump ahead like 30 seconds. I'm going to spoil some Doctor Strange stuff. You know, jump ahead until the thumbnail goes away. Now we know that Clea did appear, while Brother Voodoo did not. In fact, the Multiverse of Madness writers confirmed that Brother Voodoo was never included in the film. Still, fans must have a high expectation to one day see him appear, as his first appearance is now selling for a fair market value of a raw copy of $242 and $21,600 in a 9.8. Wow, this is a boost, but a bust on rumors. Guys, crazy numbers on this book. I mean, we always talk about how 9.8s are super expensive. If you bought this book 3 years ago for $3,600, more than 5 times your money. 5 times. Forget quadruple your money. 5 times your money. That's insane. This is a huge boost, a big time Bronze Age book. We love the Bronze Age, guys. The Bronze Age is climbing. All right. Bronze Age books are going up just like silver is starting to get crazy. Bronze Age climbing. This is a real key issue, not like number 10. This is a big time key book. First Brother Voodoo. I mean, come on. Let's get down to number 8. This is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1, the 1 in 25 variant. Now, 3 years ago, the Agents of Atlas was slowly gaining popularity, and its multiple key first appearances, including Crescent, Luna Snow, Wave, and Swordmaster, but he's only on the cover. This is a 1 in 25. Was trending nicely at $55 raw, $115.98. 3 years later, fans have given this book a nice boost, $211 raw, $381.98. This is a pretty important book for Marvel's future and quite possibly the future of the MCU. This is a boost, and you guys know that I've been talking about this book for a very long time. Very affordable right now. You never know what could happen. It's an affordable book, raw copies, and this is the 1 in 25. This isn't even just the A cover. This is a 1 in 25. I never tell you to go buy books, and I'm not going to tell you to go buy a book now, and always do your research. I am not a financial advisor in the comic book market at all right? I just give you my opinions. My opinion is this is a great book to go get. However, go do your research. Go listen to other people. Go do your own research. Don't just listen to me. I cannot stress that enough. Listen to other people, read articles, and do your research. With that, let's go to number 7. The Incredible Hulk, number 377. Here's another Endgame connected book. The Endgame trailer showcased a smart version of the Hulk who retained his Bruce Banner persona and appearance. Of course, that helped the first appearance of Professor Hulk trend at a raw fair market value of $20 with a high sale of $275 and a 9.8. Now, 3 years later, while still a fan favorite book with a fantastic cover, it's very easy to find and only sells for a fair market value of $14 with 9/8 around $171. This is a boost, easy book to find. It's that third print. Now, that third print book, that's expensive. I do love the cover of all 3 of these. If you're looking at the different printings, they all look a little bit different. They used a little bit of a different color. This is a bust, but it's affordable, man. If you're a Hulk fan, you're a Hulk collector, it's an affordable key with a great cover. Why not? Let's go to number 6. This is Captain America, number 25. This book was so topical that it was featured last time on the last 1 year later video. However, 3 years ago, was when it first started trending. When we see Captain America hand his shield to Sam Wilson, it instantly began trending at $15 raw, $220 and a 9.8. As noted previously, 3 years later, we did finally see Sam Wilson, Falcon, become MCU's new Captain America in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This issue instantly went from spec to Phase 4 staple. It sold a ton of copies in the aftermarket, with raws once hitting a high of $150 and $630 for 9.8. Today, raws sell for $21, 9.8 sell for $160. So a boost on raw, a bust on graded. However, this is one book that has really fallen hard from its all-time high. Okay, again, I am not a financial advisor in the comic book world, but my opinion, this book is going to pop back up. I don't know if it'll ever hit those numbers again. I don't think it will ever hit those high numbers again, but I do think this book will start to climb. Why do I believe that? We saw Falcon in the Cap garb, right? We saw him. We know he's getting a movie. We know Captain America 4 is coming out. We know Sam Wilson is Captain America. We don't know the villain. We don't know the plot. We don't know when it's coming out, but he is signed. It's going to happen, which means when the news breaks that that's going to happen, you're going to see this book climb. Maybe 10, 20%, okay? Will it ever double, triple? I don't think so. Careful on this book too. I shouldn't say careful. Be aware this book has multiple variants, so keep an eye out for those. Some more expensive than others based on ratio. Let's go down to number 5 on our list. This is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 6. So this title's cover was a bit misleading. Introducing Spider-Bite is really not quite what it seemed, as it features a sweet story about a kid with cancer whose wish was to be Spider-Man's sidekick for an imaginary adventure. Still, collectors picked this up, helping to trend with a ton of sales at $12 raw. 3 years later, this book has held its value, $13 raw, $79 and a 9.8. This is selling for 2 reasons now. Market confusion on the book, sharing the same name and issue number with El Muerto's first appearance in the 2006 version. Also, a reported 200 plus characters are noted to appear in the next Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse film, with some speculating that Spider-Bite, not to be confused with Spidey Bite. Yes, Okay. Could appear via a quick cameo. Ultimately, this is a break even. I don't see this book going up anywhere. I also don't see it really dropping. It's probably just going to hold that $10 to $20. I know it's selling currently at $13. I always say those $13 to $17 books always sell between $10 and $20 based on condition, raw. Hey, if you want this book, go grab it. I don't think it's going to really go up much, and I don't think it's going to go down much. So don't worry about this one, in my opinion. Let's go to number 4. This is Champions number 22. Endgame gave us comic fans very little to speculate on, so many went wild with their guesswork on the next MCU appearance. This included both Ironheart and Brawn. This issue features Ironheart in new armor and the first appearance of a slightly depowered, totally awesome Hulk, Amadeus Cho, now known as Brawn. This speculation caused this book to hit high sales of $20 raw. Now, 3 years later, this book still sells well at $29 raw and $175 and a 9.8, while a Boost, the second print of this issue, is the book collectors pay more for at a raw fair market of $45. Guys, this is one of those books, doesn't hurt to go and grab. Again, it's one of those things, how you're only going to spend $20 to $30, maybe $40 on this book in high grade. How much lower could it really go? Kind of a minor key, something possibly worth grabbing. Let's go to number 3. This is The Amazing Spider-Man number 7. 3 years ago, we received a new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. In this new trailer, Nick Fury mentions the multiverse, with Mysterio claiming to be from Earth 833. This particular issue is the first mention of Earth 833. Instantly, this jumped to $18 raw and some low-priced 9.8 selling for a mere $25. 3 years later, we now know that Mysterio was lying and was not from an alternate world. However, it does also feature the first full appearance of Spider-Man UK, a fan favorite spider variant from Earth 833. His first cameo appearance is in the pricey Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. First appearance of Spider-Gwen, guys. That's a very expensive book. There's current speculation that UK could have a quick cameo in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Raws now sell for about $10, 9.8s for $54. Now it's a bust raw, boost graded. However, with so much attention on all these various spider characters, this will probably increase a bit. I agree. Probably a little bit of room on increase. Any of these Spider-Man keys, minor character first appearances, have a little bit of a tendency to boost with this new Spider-Man movie coming out, and I think it got delayed. But don't FOMO these books. All right? If you want them, get them now. Do not FOMO. When the movie comes out or the trailer comes out and these characters may or may not cameo and you show little first appearance, do not run out and buy that book. It's going to go up. Don't be that person. Wait. Patience. No FOMO. Sit, relax, sit on your hands if you have to. Do not go buy these books. They're going to come back down. All right? And if they don't, you can yell at me, but at least you didn't spend all that money. Let's go to number 2. This is The Walking Dead 191. 3 years ago, Rick Grimes was shot and his fate lied undetermined. This sent fans rushing out to find a copy. Of course, Walking Dead sales had slowed greatly by this time, and stores couldn't meet the demand of those hoping to read this surprise event. It sent the raw values up to $20, 9.8 selling for $200. 3 years later, we now know that Rick did in fact die in issue 192. This was sudden and shocking. However, we've gotten over it in the past 3 years, as raws now sell for roughly $4 to $7. 9.8s are at $45. This is a bust, and books that I would imagine will never go back up. If you bought at the $200 range, that high, you're going to take an L. I'd be shocked if this ever climbs back up. Now, with that, we have one more book left, and I want to remind you guys, use the code down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Covrprice.com. We're going down to number 1 right now. This is War of the Gods number 1. 3 years ago, a comic news source mentioned an unconfirmed rumor that the character Circe, not to be confused with the Marvel's Eternals character, was rumored to appear in the upcoming Wonder Woman 1984. They directly told their users to buy this specific book as it contained her first appearance. However, even then, Covrprice corrected this mistake as it doesn't contain the first appearance. The long answer on her true first appearance is a little complicated. The first inception of the character was in Wonder Woman Volume 1, number 37 from 1949. Though her modern first appearance, as she is now, is in George Perez's Wonder Woman Volume 2, number 18. Now that one's from 1988. Still, this moved a lot of copies, pushed it to $10 raw, 90 and a 9.8. 3 years later, we now know that Circe did not appear in the film, and the fair market value fell to its current price of $2 raw, 78 and a 9.8. This is a bust, guys. This is a bust. Careful on those books, those FOMO books. Now, let's run some numbers. I think it's a little skewed thanks to the Brotherhood. Brother Voodoo. But let's run some numbers here. This week the list is all over the place. 3 years ago, to purchase all these books, the fair market price, it would have cost you $303 raw, $4,560 and a 9.8 for those books that were available. Now today, those books would now be worth $561 raw and $22,489 and a 9.8. Obviously, Brother Voodoo really skews these numbers as a massive jump in price. Most of the other books went down in just a few dollars here and a few dollars there. However, graded purchasing all of these would have ultimately paid off nicely. Guys, make sure you check out Covrprice.com. See what's on the current top 10 movers and shakers list. Come back next show. Let's see how these books did 1 year later. We're going back 1 year. We did 3 years. Now we're going 1 year. See you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. And as always, keep it comics.